My today's topic will be about the heavens. In the first book of the Bible, Genesis, I am taking from chapter 1, 5, and 6. The very first line that is written in Genesis is, "In the beginning, when God made the heavens and the earth." The heavens is plural and the earth is singular. Then it is written, "He made man according to our liking, as us." The word "our" and "us" again are plural, and man is singular. It has always been in my mind when I was a girl, little girl, and reading my Bible. How is it so much of us and our and heavens, whereas we only see one heaven, one God, one heaven, and human? During my entire journey of understanding and reading the Bible, I understood that there are many heavens really. From the biblical narratives, from the characters, the higher super beings that are there in the Bible. They are supernatural beings of God, sent by God for a purpose, and they did their purpose and went away or taken away. The first I will take about Enoch, who was a great grandfather of Noah, during whose time the floods had come, that Noah. And much not written in Bible about him, but it is only written that he walked with God and was not there. There was nothing known about he died, how he died, what happened to him much. But in other apocalyptic scriptures, it is written a lot about them, which is not included in the Bible. He was taken away. Then again the question, who took him away? What happened? In Moses' life, also I read from the Bible about his entire life, how he walked with God, how he was good, and what was his purpose to be born in the world, to free his people from slavery in Egypt. Therefore, after his work was over, during his time when he was given the 10 Commandments, it is written that he had met God, because he asked, and God said, "If you see, you will die." So he saw only the back and the hand of the powerful God, and he was so frightened and shaken up to see that. When he came down, his entire face was shining. His hair had become white, and his face has become so different with shine, so white, that later on in life, Moses had to wear a veil over his face. And then it is written that he went to Mount Nebo, and there he never came back. He was taken. Now who took? Again the question came. Then came to Ezekiel, the chapter of Ezekiel, chapter 8, where he was sitting with the head of the tribe of Judah, and a hand touched him. This hand, when touched him, the hand pulled him up. It is written in the Bible, and he was in the presence of the vision of God. In the craft that took him had wheels within the wheels. The pilot that was taking him up in that chariot or the craft, whatever it was, had hands under his wings. So he was a higher being, maybe an angel with hands. And he saw the vision. He saw plenty of things were shown to him in the craft. Again, he was taken up. And then he was down, put down. So it is said that he was picked up somewhere near Iraq, is the place that is we call now, and put down near somewhere near Tel Aviv. That is the place. Again, I read about Daniel. When Daniel was in Babylon, people were in captivity. He was a person who prayed with lot of humbleness, without any fear of people, to his God. He was true in his prayer, in humbleness, and always in connection with God. Therefore, he got his reply. But when the angel came with the reply of his prayers, the angel said, the very first day that you prayed with your humbleness and in your faith, your prayers were heard. But it took me 21 days to come down, because the Satan, I had to fight in the realms between the earth and the heavens. So there is a realm between the earth and the heavens where the Satan lives. It's written in the Bible. If you read the chapter of Daniel, you will find it. And then he says that the Satan fought with me and what not allowing me to come. Then Michael came, the Lord's angel, who has a sword in his hand, and he fought the Satan. So it took me 21 days to come down. Therefore, at times when your prayers are not answered, the devil does not want you to pray and have a belief. He wants to delay so that your belief gets shattered. Wait. God always sends his angels, and through his angels many messages come. We get it in our dreams also. I get it. So this is what happens. Then I was reading about King David in the First Chronicles. All the references are there in the in the description of my video, and because I forget the verses, I don't remember. So, but I write it there. And in there, he says that an angel came and touched him. He had a sword in his hand, and he pointed towards Jerusalem and said, showing him a land of a Jebusite, the threshold of that, his land had a threshold, and he told that you have to, this is the place where the temple of God will be made. The message had come through the angel personally to David. But the temple was to be made by his son, King Solomon. In the same way, when we see all these greater, higher beings, they were sent to the earth for the purpose, make us more faithful towards praying and asking God if we want something which is correct. We see the character of these people. They were very pious. They were very holy people. They were very good in the eyes of God. They were very righteous. They lived a very righteous life. A person like King Solomon, who did live a very good life, worked with God, but later he became a womanizer. and God just left him. So there are many ways to make God answer your prayers. For that you have to be a righteous person, a person good in the eyes of God. If you are not, then how can you be answered? How can your prayers be answered? It is very difficult. So we see that between the earth and the heaven, there are the realms also. It is in the Bible. And in these realms, the evil Satan lives, which does not allow even the good soul to go up. He's waiting to devour it, eat it up, or not let the prayers be answered. So be faithful, be consistent in your prayers and keep doing it. Your prayers will definitely be answered. Maybe it takes time, but will be answered. Again, I was reading in Ephesians chapter 4 about the ascension of God, of Jesus, in which he says that he had left the earth for the captives to be in captive and to give the gifts to the men. But he said, I have ascended but descended to the lower part of the earth. That is why he appeared many times, 40 days, 3 times, to his disciples, and then the ascension took place. He left. So all these people who had come on the earth, they have given us the word heavens that I was always baffled about. It was decoded on my readings of these chapters of the Bible. And knowing the characters of these people, who they were superhuman beings. They had the powers. The powers came with their faith, with their living a very, very righteous life. They had become very powerful. If we live also a righteous life, we have to sit back and see, is our soul really worth going to the kingdom of heaven? Because Jesus talked about kingdom of heaven. And what is kingdom of heaven? And how do we reach? Jesus always said it in parables and in many quoted words. And kingdom of heaven is there, but between them, the kingdom of heaven, there are many heavens, there are many realms which the soul has to pass. How will the soul pass? Unless the soul is righteous, humble, and remains in the goodness of the eyes of God. Which is, we have to preach at other people also, tell other people also. I'm not a preacher, but I decode things. There are many things which are to be decoded and understood. To sit back and think how I have lived my life, whether it was good or whether it was in righteousness, whether it was into the liking of God. If it was not, how will you reach the kingdom of heaven? The devil is there in between. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15, it is written that we are mortal beings, but as the seed is sown, it has to die. And then a new body is given to each seed. The body of its kind is given. A mango tree will produce mango. So this body, which was sown, the seed, had to die to give another body. Same is with us. We are mortal beings. When we die, if we have remained a good life, being good, being righteous, not womanizing too much, not running after the flesh and the lust of the flesh, lust of wealth, lust. In the lust, many corruptions happen. People think, oh no, it's okay, we are doing it, we are earning, we are doing good work, we are working so hard to earn all this. How many corruptions people must have done to do that much of? What are we gathering here? To live? Why not gather something which will give us the eternal life? So that eternal life that we get, it's when we reach the kingdom of heaven. And that kingdom of heaven will always be only with righteousness, with prayers, and living a good life in front of the eyes of God. Therefore, always think, is your soul worth going to heaven? Are we preparing ourselves? Or just thinking, oh, we are in the world, we live here forever? No, we are not living here forever, neither wealth will be forever. But there we will be forever. We will be buried. See, the person dies, all the strength, the power, and whatever he has doesn't help. The body becomes lifeless, cannot get up, even to walk to its grave. People have to take that body and put it in the grave. The same body which was once very powerful or had been known as something very big, today becomes a lifeless person, putting in the grave. But if the soul had been worth of that body, from the mortal body it will be a immortal soul. From the corrupt body that is finished, an incorruptible body will reach the heavens. So, as the angel came to Daniel, he said that be at peace and be strong. Your prayers have been answered. I always feel this is the way to say to us that God, I am praying to you with all my belief, my faith, and I want to keep myself out from this corrupt world into living a good life, moral life, which is liked by God. Too much of lust is not good of anything, because then think of your soul. It will be not worth going to the kingdom of heaven. It will stay here in the realm of the devil, which we have understood during reading the Daniel chapter of Daniel, that for 21 days the angel of the God had to fight for 21 days. So between the heavens and the earth, there are other heavens also, other realms also, where the Satan lives and will not allow a good body to go up unless the angels come and take you. I have a small experience. My mother-in-law was a very pious, good lady, and I had seen his death in my vision. The day she died in her bed, I had seen in the morning hours, in my vision, I saw her walking in the sky with angels on either side. Though she was paralyzed for a few months, but I saw her walking and I was amazed. I woke up my husband and said, what did I see? And in a few hours I got a telephone that she had expired. That very moment when I was watching the vision in my dream at 4 o'clock in the morning. This experience has been with me, that how a good person is carried away by the angel. She was a very pious good lady and very godly. I always saw her in prayers. She was in a very big position during her lifetime. And I watched her. When I was there, she was alive, and her ways were so pious, so good. And then I saw her death as in angels taking her. So every good soul, this is my personal experience. I do not know about anybody else, but this is my personal experience. And I saw that, her being taken with the angels. At 4 o'clock, and I had got up in the morning, at 4 o'clock she had expired, the doctor says. So this is what happens. Be at peace and do not be afraid. Let the angels come and tell you the same thing as they told Daniel once. For that, you have to remain in prayers. Live a good, righteous life. And the angels will definitely come and say, do not be afraid, be at peace. Your prayers have been answered. Though it may take long, but the prayers are always answered. I hope you like my videos. I go through the various chapters and find the answers of my questions that I always had and keep decoding. So today I just decoded the word us and the heavens to understand that there are many realms, many heavens. That is why it is written heavens, that is why it is written us. There are people there who are bad also in the lower realms, and there is God with all the good people there in the heaven, the kingdom of heaven. So prepare yourself for the kingdom of heaven, believe in God and follow His commandments. Thank you so much for hearing me. This is Anita Binepal from Mussoorie. My channel is Word of Wisdom decoded by Anita Binepal. Do subscribe my channel, like my channel, and forward it to other people to see it. Thank you so much. This is Anita Binepal speaking from the Word of Wisdom decoded by Anita Binepal. Thank you.